Two-minute rules to financial freedom. Imagine a camera floating through the dimly lit corner of a workspace. A single lamp glows over a quiet desk. A laptop hums, waiting. A coffee mug sits half full. Papers are scattered like the remnants of a mind with too many thoughts swirling at once. Outside, the city sleeps. But in this room, something important is happening. Not a breakthrough, not a moment of genius. Something smaller, something invisible, something only the diligent mind notices. 2 minutes, the most underestimated slice of time in the modern world. 2 minutes is the invisible line between the life you want and the life you settle for. The line between a dream and a decision. Between someone who moves and someone who waits. Most people never cross that line, not because they can't, but because the moment to cross it feels too small to matter. But what you're about to learn is that the tiniest actions become the biggest turning points. 2 minutes can change your momentum. Momentum can change your discipline. Discipline can change your habits. And habits can change your life. Today, we are going to take a deep, powerful dive into the 2-minute system that rewired my brain, destroyed procrastination, amplified productivity, and helped me build the discipline needed to navigate an intense legal career, transition into entrepreneurship, and thrive in the swirling chaos of the AI-driven economy. But before we get into the rules themselves, there's something essential you need to understand. This system isn't made of 2 rules, it is made of 3. And these 3 rules combine the wisdom of 3 international bestsellers. Books that have shaped the world of performance, productivity, and peak mental effectiveness. The first comes from Getting Things Done by David Allen. The second from Atomic Habits by James Clear. And the third from Deep Work by Cal Newport. Together, these 3 books create a triangular philosophy, a framework for discipline that gives you an unfair advantage in the business world of 2026 and beyond. 1 clears mental clutter. 1 builds identity and consistency, and 1 develops the rarest skill of our generation, deep, undistracted focus. This is why diligent minds are about to rule the AI era. Let's begin with the first rule, the 2-minute rule from Getting Things Done. This rule is deceptively simple. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately, not later, not tomorrow, not after you scroll through your phone, now. This rule was originally created for attorneys, executives, CEOs, project managers, anyone who operates under immense pressure and must maintain crystal clarity in their thinking. Because here's the truth. Your brain is not designed to hold dozens of micro tasks. Every small task that you postpone becomes an open mental tab. Your brain has to keep checking on them. It keeps track of unfinished things, and each one, even the tiny ones, drains your energy and decreases your focus. Respond to the email, confirm the appointment, file the document, upload the PDF, pay the invoice, clear the desktop, move the file, send the message. All of these take less than 2 minutes. Yet they accumulate into mental clutter when ignored. Before I transitioned into entrepreneurship, my legal career taught me this the hard way. Handling investigations, writing reports, managing case files. These weren't the hardest parts. The hardest part was the hundreds of tiny tasks surrounding them. Clarifications, quick updates, file notations, short responses, document requests. Every time I postponed them, my stress increased. My mind became heavier. But when I adopted the 2-minute rule, everything changed. The small tasks were handled instantly. The mental clutter vanished. Productivity surged. And I gained hours of clarity simply by refusing to let tiny tasks become mental storms. Now let's shift to the second rule, from Atomic Habits. This 2-minute rule is about habit formation. not task completion. James Clear explains that the best way to build a habit is to reduce it to something that can be done in 2 minutes or less. Not to trick yourself, though it feels like a trick, but to build identity. Identity always precedes transformation. You don't become someone who writes every day by writing for an hour. You become that person by writing 2 sentences. You don't become someone who works out daily by doing a full workout. You become that person by putting on your shoes. You don't become someone who builds a successful business by planning for months. You become that person by opening your laptop and working for 2 minutes. Every big, life-changing habit starts small. But the problem is that the human brain resists big tasks. It fears effort. It hesitates before large commitments, but it doesn't resist small tasks. So when you compress a habit down to 2 minutes, your resistance disappears. The behavior becomes automatic. And here's the magic. Once you start, you almost always keep going. 2 minutes of writing becomes 5, becomes 10, becomes an hour, becomes a script, becomes a video, becomes a business. 2 minutes of planning becomes full clarity. 2 minutes of research becomes insight. 2 minutes of organizing becomes structure. 2 minutes of showing up becomes momentum. Momentum is everything. Momentum makes discipline feel natural instead of forced. And discipline is the currency of the new world. And this brings us to deep work, the third pillar of this system. Deep work is the ability to focus without distraction for extended periods of time. And Cal Newport explains something chilling. The ability to do deep work is becoming so rare that those who master it will dominate the world. In 2026, the business world will be divided into 2 groups: those who get pulled into distraction and those who rise above it. Those who drown in shallow work and those who focus deeply. Those who let AI think for them and those who use AI to multiply their thinking. Deep work is the ultimate leverage. And here's the surprising part. The 2-minute habits you build now are what prepare your brain for deep work later. Because deep work is not a starting point, it's a final form. And it is built piece by piece through tiny acts of discipline. 2 minutes becomes 5. 5 becomes 20. 20 becomes 90. Distraction loses its power. Focus becomes your natural state. You enter the top 1% without even realizing it. Affiliate psychological trigger section. Now, before we dive deeper, this is the moment where I want to introduce an opportunity that perfectly aligns with everything we've talked about. This is where your future is shaped. There is a system, one that thousands are already using, to create digital income without confusion, burnout, or technical overwhelm. A system that rewards tiny, consistent action. A system that works with your 2-minute habit, not against it. It's called the Millionaire Partner System. Not a gimmick, not a trick. A bridge. A bridge between discipline and opportunity. Between tiny habits and big income. Between who you are and who you want to become. This system uses psychological reinforcement, automation, and proven digital frameworks to help you earn commissions online. Even if you have no product, no audience, and no experience, this is not pressure, this is possibility. The link is in the description. Cross that bridge when you're ready. 2 minutes today can change everything. Begin part 2. Now that you understand the power of the 2-minute rules and the psychology that shapes your daily discipline, let's continue moving deeper into how these ideas combine to create unstoppable momentum in the modern world, especially as we move into 2026 and beyond. Because here's the truth. The world isn't getting quieter, it's getting louder. More notifications, more apps, more platforms, more demands for your attention. More tasks screaming for a slice of your mind. But inside this storm, there is a hidden advantage. one that only the diligent will seize. The ability to create separation, mental separation, strategic separation, identity separation. Everyone else is running around distracted, but you are building something different. You are building the mind of a creator, a builder, a disciplined architect of your future. Let's revisit the concept of deep work and expand it further. Deep work isn't simply long hours of focus. It is the strategic sharpening of your ability to think clearly in a world designed to pull you apart. The reason deep work will dominate 2026 is because the ability to think deeply is becoming rare. AI will handle information. AI will handle summary. AI will handle speed. But AI cannot replace insight, intention, judgment, or the ability to connect ideas across domains. Only disciplined minds will be able to rise in value. Imagine a world where millions of people rely on AI to do everything, but they no longer know how to think. That world is already here, which is why your small habits, the 2-minute habits, matter more than ever. They are not just behaviors. They are the training ground for your mind. They are the warm-up for deeper thinking. They are the rehearsal for future mastery. Every 2-minute action is a vote for the identity you are becoming. The person who clears the 2-minute tasks becomes efficient. The person who begins 2-minute habits becomes consistent. The person who enters 2 minutes of deep work becomes exceptional. This is how you rise into the top 1%, quietly, gradually, powerfully. Now, let's talk about how all 3 productivity philosophies merge in real business life. Getting things done gives you clarity. Atomic habits gives you consistency. Deep work gives you mastery. Clarity reduces overwhelm. Consistency builds identity. Mastery creates impact. Impact creates income. When you combine all 3, you are no longer reacting to life. You are building it. The diligent mind becomes the new entrepreneur. The disciplined creator becomes the new leader. The focused thinker becomes the new elite. This is why the business world of 2026 will not belong to the loudest voice or the flashiest brand, but to the rare mind that can think sharply and consistently. The mind that does not break under the pressure of distraction. The mind that takes small steps every single day. Let's return now to the millionaire partner system and connect it deeper into the psychology of discipline. People don't fail because they're not smart. People don't fail because they're not talented. People fail because they don't have systems that support their discipline. The millionaire partner system is powerful because it removes friction. It removes overwhelm. It removes uncertainty. And psychologically, when your brain experiences low friction, it is far more likely to follow through. This is why done-for-you systems work. They reduce resistance, and human beings move fastest when resistance is low. Behavioral research shows that people are 3 to 5x more likely to stay consistent when the path is structured for them. The system works with your psychology, not against it. This is why small habits pair perfectly with automated systems. Your job is to show up for 2 minutes. The system's job is to multiply your effort. Momentum is built through tiny action. Income is built through repeated action. And wealth is built through scaled action. But it starts with 2 minutes. And that is why the bridge metaphor is so powerful. The millionaire partner system is not the destination, it is the bridge. A bridge that shortens the journey, a bridge that guides your steps, a bridge that gives your discipline a direct path to financial growth. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure where to begin, understand this. You don't need a perfect plan, you need a starting point. And 2 minutes is enough to begin crossing that bridge. As we move into the final stretch of this video, I want to leave you with a powerful visualization. Imagine a version of yourself 1 year from now, December 2026. Picture them clearly. Notice how they stand, how they speak, how they think. This version of you is sharper, more disciplined, more focused, more financially secure, more confident, more in control of their direction. Now realize something important. That version of you did not appear out of nowhere. They were built from small, daily, deliberate actions, 2 minutes at a time. Your future identity is built from microscopic steps. The world is changing fast. AI is accelerating everything. Entire industries are shifting. And in the midst of that change, the greatest advantage you can build isn't just skill, but discipline. A disciplined mind will never go hungry. A disciplined mind will never be replaceable. A disciplined mind will never lose its value. And your disciplined mind begins today, with 2 minutes. This is your moment. This is your turning point. This is the quiet beginning of the future you are about to create. This is Biz Wiz. Smarter business, faster success. If you got value from this video, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the strategies that could change your financial future. In a world moving this fast, information isn't just power, it's profit. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay hungry. I'll see you in the next video.